Yes, it's me. No music. I'm starting. I'm here to talk about the vernal equinox and the Sphinx. I got in a lot of trouble. I'm wearing my spook outfit because I'm very cold in this undisclosed location. It's very windy and I do have heat, but I I wear this all the time when I'm alone, so you might as well get to know me. Yeah, I usually carry a sickle when I go outside. Not true, but I just wanted to let you know that I got in a lot of trouble with Twitter. Where's my Twitter? The Twitter account that I have, which is STIGEMUP at Stigamup. Let's go to my most recent couple of tweets. Here's me at this place, right? So if you want to know where that is in that picture, that of course is Angkor Wat, and I was there twice. My second trip, I I got fat. Okay, let's see here. So I got in trouble with this tweet right here. I don't know if that'll make it bigger. It doesn't, does it? So I'll just keep it small. And this tweet, I showed a picture from the 1800s, and I said, Graham Hancock, please stop saying the Sphinx was recarved. The head of the Sphinx was recarved. And I kind of learned a little bit more since this tweet. If we enlarge this, can we get it big? I think what I'll do is I'll grab the one that I have on my computer instead, and I'll show you. But first, I said you could see the limes. Okay, so here's where some people misunderstood my tweet. I said you could see the limestone between the layered striations of the cast. And in this picture, you can kind of see it here too. Papers show, that's the studies, that there are no fossils in that stuff. Now, here's where some of you can help me. I'm going to open up this picture here and show you. I think that's a good one right there. Is that clear? That's not clear. I have a better one. Let me get that. I think that's clearer right there. Now, a couple of things I want to say about this is I know where this image came from. I want to talk about the shoulders in that image later. I probably should check and make sure I have sound. I haven't done that in a while. Let me open up and see. Maybe I even have a chat and put it over here to observe the audience. And I even got myself another subscriber just now. Let's see if we can. Oh, yeah, and I got to monetize this bad boy. So there you go. That's another reason why I need to get in there and get it going. So if you looked at the thumbnail, that's a separate topic. So if you look, okay, there we go. All right. So moderation activity is now hidden. Okay, so moderation activity is now hidden. Interesting. Okay, that's regarding the chat box. I don't have anybody chatting right now, so I won't worry about that. There we go. Why am I doing that? Okay, so I'll just keep that in the background. Close that. Okay, good. Now, back to this. Let me pull up some old pictures. But, I was already talking about one, so let's get back to this. Now, I know where this came from. It's a paper that the guy's got a lot of great stuff. And when I say the guy, I want to give him credit. I've seen this for years now. I've seen it. Okay, let me find it. Where is that paper? Why is it? There it is. Okay, so I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that the drawing on the left there came from Mark Edward Lehner. He sketched hundreds and hundreds of pictures for this, and of course, I guess it's his dissertation. What does that say? A dissertation? Okay, so I guess he's trying to get his PhD in philosophy. What? Oh, doctorate of philosophy for what kind of degree? I don't know, but probably archaeology. Not sure, but he did a great service with all his pictures. Okay, so let me show you that. Let me get rid of that. And what you can see here is that this picture is aligned with this other information. Now, that's where I need your help. I need to know where the Sphinx sequence came from. I got it from a study, but I couldn't find it. I do see this name here, CFLK Gari, right there. And I thought maybe he was the one that did the paper, but I researched it and couldn't find it. So what we see here is the alignment from the head going down to the bottom where you see the dream stela or stele. And you can see the recorded fossils in all the different parts. So we've got all these different types of fossils up here, and numerites is the number one thing that I talk about, but there's a whole bunch of other ones. Look, oysters and other fossils inside there. So we've got different textures as well. So there's also different layers or beds. We can talk about that later. But I want to mention that in the head, you don't have any fossils recorded whatsoever. And the reason why is because it's casted cement, ancient at first. Let's take a look at the photograph that got me in so much trouble. Now, I can pull this up later if we need to. I'm trying to keep everything organized. So first, we'll grab this picture here and talk about this. The guy that did it, his name's not on here. This picture was taken by, it's not here, and I forgot his name. I had his name handy, and I forgot it. But then later on, the Keystone View Company put it out. Now, the guy that took the picture had it copyrighted in 1901, but he took pictures, and he was mainly active from 1890 to 1900. And this is a stereo view or a stereo pic or whatever they call them. They're very popular because they're kind of like the Viewmaster, right? A Viewmaster showed three-dimensional images because this image and this image were taken about 6 inches apart or whatever, or maybe 3 inches, to make it look like it's your regular eye, as you know. So, where's my thumbs up? Where's my people? I got a thumbs up. Please give me one and sub if you haven't. Okay, now look what you're seeing here. Now, you're seeing the original limestone here. Now, I do want to talk about what I mentioned, the shoulders earlier. That's later, but we do see here that limestone goes up, and you can see the striation, the grand striation in the neck, and how it was definitely part of this. I mean, you see a line there. Maybe that's a separate piece too. That's always a possibility. But you see the limestone here, and it's not in color. Unfortunately, we can assume that it's a nice beige color because we know what the modern day Sphinx looks like. Let's grab a picture here. But I think that you can see a major difference. Okay, what happened? Oh, this opened up in a paint? Okay, that never happens. But I probably won't. I think I want to get rid of that. Let's get rid of that one. Throw it in the trash. But before we throw it in the trash, take a look at the way the sun reflected off the Sphinx on that day, that morning. Like probably every morning. You really have a lighter color down here. And you can see that it's a little bit different. Now, there's some revelations about this. I'm not going to make claims, but what do we see here? We see what looks like limestone going up into it. It does look like it could be a separate piece. I've never really thought about that until just now. But I actually was curious if this line, and when you look at it before they did all these modern day changes to it, you see a clear separation here as well. Well, why is that important? Well, first let's finish talking about this. So I do believe what you're seeing here is, do I have a good picture ready for you? Yeah, there it is. You're seeing cement on the top of it, ancient cement. I say that because of these striations. That's not something that happens with limestone. Those aren't different layers of beds or members. This is just cement, and they probably built up and did several layers of cement casting there. I think you can see the limestone coming through up above. Let me close that. Go to this one here. Is that not the limestone peeking through? Now, when you wonder, take a look at the thickness of this black cement layer. It's not that thick. That's a big statue, so it's probably more than just an inch. That's probably like 4 inches thick. And as you go up, you can see the deterioration in the 1800s. Well, I've got a surprise. I didn't show this on the Twitter, but I found it in a paper. This is from another study. I think it's from that same study I showed you. And you see a photo here taken in 1925. Well, there sure are a lot more pieces of that concrete that have peeled off, aren't there? And you can even see a big chunk here that really wasn't visible. So you can see that, yeah, maybe it was recarved, but the limestone is underneath, maybe recarved and put down into a shape that could be used for the layers of cement that were planned to be put on top of them. Now, this is talking about a couple of things here. It says the back of the Sphinx head taken September 25th before a person named Barres filled in the recesses and the neck with ceramic bricks, limestone, and cement. Okay, I don't know about the limestone, but you see all these things that were filled in. And we can see that today. I don't know if we're going to find a modern day picture of that. There's a lot of pictures. Let me just go through these old photos. This is the first, or maybe the oldest known color photo of the Sphinx. I think that's important because this was taken, pretty sure it was the, can't recall, but I'm pretty sure it was before 1920. I think this was in the 1800s because there was color film. The first color film, I forgot it, was, now I have to, let's double check and ask Google. That's not Google. When was the first color photo taken and developed? Okay, that says 1890s. The first theory came up in the 1860s, but the first process for color photography appeared in 1890s. So this could be definitely in the 19th century, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter because they still haven't added the bricks. Well, let's talk about that, R. Hammond. I see your comment, and let's go over it all. Now, I do see a line here from shoulder to shoulder. So the question is that separate piece, this neck, and whatever's underneath this cement cast, is that a separate... I mean, according to the science, it is. Let's go through these old photos first. We can always come back. Yeah, you know what? I thought I got that thing to disappear. I think it might be different in every folder. I really hate that when it pops up. But let's just click on them and take a look. You can see these striations that occurred naturally in the limestone. I like those lines there. It's a real big, thick, and there's a word for that. In fact, I just passed it up. Where's that picture that I was showing you earlier? In this, you can see we've got mudstone, we've got waxstone, we've got packstone, and we've got boundstone. Now, I didn't do my research yet on that, but I assume that one of those names labels this big old chunk that's going across the neck. Also, I do believe that that was purposely left there to create a step so you can get up there. People are standing up there in photos. So I do feel that that was carved a long time ago. I think that this was the original stone. In fact, it may have been put there first on top of a layer. We'll talk more about that later on. Now, what you can see here, though, is you can see that the head, definitely the yellow limestone goes up underneath this casting of concrete or cement. You can see over here how it seems like the limestone kind of met up with it. Like it looks like the limestone is still going out to this point. But on the other side, as we saw here, you can see that it barely meets it. So it is there. Now, where was that? Okay, let's go through them all. I'll start over again. Let's get rid of that one because we're going to see it. Let's get rid of that one. And we can even kill... I like that up there. Let's leave that one. So where's my arrow? There it is. So this is the first color, or the oldest known color picture of the Sphinx. And you can definitely see the difference in colors of the head to the neck. This, even though it's black and white, you can see a definite, distinct difference. Here's a great picture that was taken on this Gustav Boehm's magazine, Voyage Around the World magazine. I don't know if that's him, but you can see before they added and repaired all this, you can see the limestone kind of goes up. I think that's where you see the cement start right there. That's not limestone showing. If it is limestone, then, I mean, it's a great mystery. Okay, here's some pictures modern day. This doesn't belong in here. This was a modern day picture taken in the 90s, in the late 80s. That's a toilet. Also shouldn't be in here. It's modern day, but I'm not too worried about that. This is obviously modern day, and you can see the brickwork that's put in there. You can still see the limestone here, but what about now? That's the question. This is 80s, I believe. This actually, I should do a little bit better separation. The little nub in the chest has always suggested to me that there was once a larger protrusion in that, above that region, such as a snout. A snout. Oh, you're Anubis. Well, the reason why I don't believe that the Sphinx was Anubis is because of the vernal equinox. This is actually where I started. Those are a lot of modern day photos. They don't belong in there. These ancient monuments were created to celebrate the vernal equinox, and I believe that the Sphinx is probably the first one that, or the oldest one that we all know of. These are all modern day. They didn't belong in here, and that is not modern day. That was taken in the 1890s, or maybe 1899, or maybe 1900. Probably a little older than that. I believe that you can see the separate cement and limestone. Here's a really great picture, even though it's pixelated at this point. That doesn't belong in here. I try to get rid of pictures like that. Whoops, I messed up again. Let's see if I can keep going. Yeah, there they are. Sorry, I didn't mean to close that. And this one shows it's still about 1925, I think, or 1930 or whatever, before World War II. But you can still see the repairs that they did to it. They covered that whole area up, and they filled in those areas up here with modern day cement. So even like this little cut up here, this is a really old picture. They filled all those little nooks and crannies in with cement. The hatch was actually a discovery. They discovered a hole, and I don't want to get into that too much, but that hatch was there. Okay, what it is this ancient. Sorry, not ancient. It is ancient. Look at the line right there. I want to talk about that right there. In fact, we should pull this out. Let's pull this one out. Where is it? Right here. I want to find it. Is that it? That's it. We have two. This is the one. It might disappear now. I might have trouble. But yeah, the thing about this is that there are three members. Okay, it disappeared because I moved the photo. You see that crack going through there? All those things have been repaired, and there was a hole in the back that also got repaired. This is a different publishing company. It took me a while to get this, so I'm so proud I finally got it. I guess I finally got it out of the Library of Congress. So this is a really good shot of that limestone going up under the cement right there and how it got repaired. Sorry, I got to drink my coffee. It's actually, you know what? I made this disappear. It's it's already 8:42. Wow, I guess I thought it was not even 8 yet, so I was a little bit off. From this windy, undisclosed location. Yeah, I think that's a great shot, and you can see how this line kind of just matches up barely with the front. I think that line and this line are the same, but because this is a little closer. If you back out, you can see that this and this, we can put it right up at the top there. Then maybe not, but who knows? The camera could have been at an angle. But you can still see a little limestone sticking through right there at that back crack. I don't want to talk about back crack anymore. Let's get the next picture up. This is a great one, and you can see the face really clear here, even though it's pixelated a little bit. You still see this big, huge damaged part here. I wonder how that happened. That guy's, and then the neck, and that grain. Okay, I'm doing a live stream because I just wanted to put this out. And the problem with live streams is I usually don't have a script, but I do have a lot of things I want to show you. Let's get through these old pictures first. We just saw that one. That's the same picture. I had two copies in there. So We'll talk about that again in a bit. I love that one for a certain reason. And here, this is another good one for my future comments. I'm going to take that out. Let's go to the next one before it disappears. There's not very many of these. And like I said, this was taken in 1925, and the repairs still hadn't been done yet. This Barais guy, I'm going to find out who that guy is. And if he's still alive, obviously he's probably not. And this was the cover of The Guardian, and it was showing this picture, and I thought that was pretty nice. It kind of looks like it's part of the same stone up here, but there's a big difference, and you could argue there's paint on top of this or something, but we'll look at that again. Okay, so the big trouble I got in with the Twitter, well, let me get out of here. The big trouble I got in with Twitter is that I was challenging the challengers. I had a guy tell me, you didn't go there. You haven't touched it. First of all, you don't know me. I could have, but I didn't. I have never been to Egypt. As you probably know, I've been to the Sahara Desert twice when I went to the richat structure. And I'm going to close down these old pictures, and I'm going to pull up some drawings that I wanted to show you. This one I'll put here. That way you don't see it. This one, again, I questioned why there's not a more clear line here, but he was sketching it, so he may not have realized, but you can kind of see a line. Let's go through some of these pictures. This drawing doesn't show, and as you can see, it's supposed to be equal with its profile. So this is the profile of the Sphinx. Then I really get irritated by that, how it just tucks up under the chin. But this one comes from that first paper I showed you, and it's not really my point. Now here we can see cement fill and headdress. And then it shows cement over here too. That's its claim. It's not saying there's cement fill here. And the cement cover on the back of the neck now. And here in this picture, you also see the masonry. I'm sorry, look at the way that's spelled. Don't say masonry. Masonry cover. And you can see the member layers. We've got member 3 on the top. We've got member 2 in the middle. And we've got member 1 at the bottom. And the temple, the Sphinx temple, in front of the Sphinx is created from the blocks pulled out of the bathtub around the Sphinx. So they actually, geologists, I'm not really sure who did this. And again, I want to say, if you didn't hear me, I definitely want to find out where this Sphinx sequence came from. I got it 4 years ago, and the PDF is probably on an older computer hard drive. So I'm not finding that right now. But you can match the blocks. Geologic studies have figured out which member these Sphinx temple blocks have come from. Now there's another one, and I'm not gonna try to figure out. I mean, there's the outline of the old temple, and it is interesting because I never really realized what the Sphinx temple was supposed to look like. I just saw all those blocks, but you can see in this sketch it shows the outline of the Sphinx temple, if it's in fact the real deal. Okay, so here's this other one, and you can see clearly the Sphinx has been broken down into this light beige. Now, where's a light beige stone around here? Do you see any of the same color? Because the neck is a kind of a pink, maybe salmon. Down here, it's a little more salmon, and then it goes back to pink. I don't know why it has the same color, but it's showing that blocks from the arena that was created, or the amphitheater that was created from quarrying these blocks out of from around the Sphinx and put over here in the Sphinx temple that's right in front of it. That's what we're seeing here. You can see that little line if you don't know what you're looking at. And you know, I've been looking at this for a while, so I kind of, you only see this corner here. That's the Sphinx temple in front of the Sphinx. And of course, what it's implying here is a lot of blocks have been taken away. But the blocks that match the first member are yellow, lots of those. And then the second member, and if you don't know what the member is, I'll show you. I'm not going to show you, I'm going to show you this member. Okay, I showed it once before, but as you can see, this is what they're implying here. That member 1/shoal reef was at the bottom here, and we don't know what's right there because it's covered with masonry. The member 2 is the big picture here. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing that color. They should put the real color, because we'll talk more about the back of the neck in a sec, because I want to make a second main point. But the first point is that they had ancient concrete, and I believe the face of the Sphinx is clearly ancient concrete. I'm going to show you a picture of modern day, and you tell me if you think that looks like it's limestone. But okay, so I'm going to close this so we can keep going back. So as you see here, this sketch that was used is from that same paper, and that's where I kind of get a little hesitant, because I believe we have a new story here, something that I haven't even talked about. Okay, let's get to the picture that shows it first. If you know where this Sphinx sequence came from, let me know. But what you see here is the fossils, and there's a guide. So if it's a big, where is that? It's at the bottom. Okay, rock forming, abundant. I don't know how we get in there and so we can see it. Present and rare. So if it's rare, that means there's not very many fossils. If it's present, that means there are an average amount of fossils, or the expected amount. If there's a little bit more than the expected amount, that's called abundant. And then if, what is that, rock lorming or forming? I'm not sure what they're implying by that. Does that mean that the fossils created the rock? There's still a lot of research I have to do and understand. But again, the head of the Sphinx, you see 0 fossils. So, and that line goes right about here. So they're trying to imply that right up about the neck, you can get what is not rare, but present fossils in the A. This is the bed number. So we have beds and we have members. And in the first member, we don't get a lot of data because it's way, way down there. It's covered with masonry from the Romans and probably others. And then when we get up to the second member, we do, and by the way, they don't just rely on the Sphinx itself. There's also the walls on both sides of the Sphinx. In fact, this guy, he does have a couple of drawings. I don't know, you can't see the member 1 over on the Sphinx side. This is the back of the Sphinx, and this is the wall, I guess. I'm assuming here, but this is the wall to the west of the Sphinx, behind the Sphinx, because this is the, I mean, it says Sphinx, and we know it must be the back. And there's a ditch behind it, so people walk through here between the Sphinx and the wall. And because we have this wall, we also have coordinating data that can match with the Sphinx. Now, there's a really good picture that I'm getting to here that's going to put this all together, and it's coming soon. So coming up, oh, not here. Where is it? Did I pass it? I think I must have passed it. Yeah, because we didn't see this one. And there's another one that is part of this paper. This is not very clear, but it shows you the connection. I'm kind of interested in this part, why it shows it. That shows a nice straight line there too, doesn't it? So the thing we have to wonder here is how much of this did they know? Now, this is actually just a picture random. It doesn't really belong in here, but it's showing the difference between Khafre's face and the actual Sphinx. So they seem to have this shape. They say it's not matching. The ears are wrong. And so whatever. It doesn't match Khafre. I'm sorry. Is that Khafre? Or is that... Yeah, Khafre. All right. Now, this is the picture. And I know that you're going to say, that's it? This is it? Yeah, this is it. The bedrock line goes straight across like this. And, of course, that's that little picture I just showed you where it's behind the Sphinx. And then it goes, and the Sphinx may have been carved down a little bit, right? But the bedrock with the back of the Sphinx is the same. And it goes down towards the Nile, towards the river, through the city, through Giza, right? And here's the Sphinx temple. I don't know why it's very low here. It seems like it should be a little higher. But what do you really see that's a lot higher than everything else is that head right there. Sphinx head. And it's just pixels now. But when you look at it and you look at it from photographs, the head sticks out over everything because it's a lot higher than anything right here. And that's where the second part and the title and the thumbnail came from. Was this in fact just a block that somebody placed on the... Let me find new pictures to show you. This one is it. I don't want to talk about AI, but okay, so when you see this picture that I created, you see the pyramids in the back. Now, honestly, the pyramids are probably much younger than the early stages of the Sphinx, because what I think happened is that somebody, okay, this is, when I started this project, I thought there was one of these yardangs sticking out of the ground there, and somebody thought it looked like a lion, and then they carved it out. Maybe, we don't know. I don't believe it was Anubis. I don't believe it was a dog, because this is a vernal equinox marker. Every March 20th, it faces equivalency. That's why I put this other picture in there from Randall Carlson's After School, because the equinox is a celebration of the fact that the Earth shares day and night and marries the heavens. I can get into it if I really wanted to, but let's talk about how many seconds there are in a day. There's, of course, because you've watched Randall Carlson, 864,000 seconds in one day. But during the equinox, half of a day is 432,000 seconds. And the pyramid itself was built at a scale of 1 to 43,200. So they now that's a different. That's showing the size of the Earth. But and by the way, I made a mistake. It's not 1,000. There are 86,400 seconds in a day. And on the vernal equinox, if you cut that in half, 43,200 of them are day, and 43,200 of those seconds are night. And it just so happens to be the size of the pyramid. And if you look at the information that I got from Randall Carlson from years ago, I took these slides. It's also us. There's one more slide. I can show it later if you request. I would like to look at the Sphinx now, so let's get this out of here. But what I'm suggesting here is that perhaps the head of the Sphinx was this one granite block that was set there first before the carving started below it. And you can see in these old photos this line here. And when you look at that, it looks like it could be part of that block. Now, it's true, this is limestone right here. And it's got that different color. So perhaps this block came from, because down here it was a different color, right? So this could be the edge or the seam of that block. Let's look at this other picture here. You can see it quite clearly there. It looks a little bit too straight to be true, right? That's why I didn't like that sketch I mentioned. So that, even though it's not flat, still could have been set there and carved in situ, on site. It could have been carved into that, what I believe was a lion's head, and so does Graham Hancock, because it was to celebrate the vernal equinox, probably during the age of Leo. Now, if I didn't make that clear earlier, I'm sorry. Where's my picture? I just got, where did I put that? I must be in my downloads. I'm sure that I grabbed it, right? No? I just had it. Okay, so that's why I'm thinking that, that would be the sunset behind the lion, and this statue could have been sitting there back when it was all green, but they were well aware of so many things. They were well aware of the speed of light. They were well aware of the math constants the Great Pyramid, the big one, it was created with all that knowledge. Where did I put that site? Okay, I'm going to have to open my Twitter back up to show you what I posted. Let's get out of here. I think we're done looking at old photos. I'll look at a couple of new photos real quick. But this is the main point, and hopefully I'm just going to have to kill everything, right? Where is my Twitter? Okay, let's look at the Twitter post I did a while back, actually. So slow. What's my internet? Is my internet green? It says green. I don't know what's going on with all the... I need to turn off those notifications, right? Let's go, Twitter. Come on. Okay, unresponsive. Let's try that again. Something's locked up, so I guess we're not going to go to the Twitter. Well, what was I going to show you? I was going to basically show you my... what was I going to show you? I was going to go down and get it, but anyways, we'll try to see that later. Let's look at some modern day pictures of the Sphinx. There's a couple of interesting points here. Let's take a look at this. Somebody sent it to me and was trying to tell me a few things. Okay. In the 90s, John Anthony West and Robert Schoch investigated a new idea that much more rainfall had occurred on the Sphinx. And the reason why I pulled this up was here, down here. Okay. And it's like they don't even want to admit it. There's evidence that ancient cultures knew that the precession of the equinox, a 26-year cycle, 26,000-year cycle, the great year, was a phenomenon that's real. Now here, it says it was... I don't know why it took 1970s to figure it out. It was found that the Sphinx points exactly east. Really? It took them till the 1970s to figure that one out? That's like when they say Antarctica was discovered in 1820. Not according to 1500 maps, but whatever. So, and you can see that's Pisces. So it's the current age we're in now. Why they have the moon next to it, I don't know. But the moon does rise in the east. So what we see here is the Sphinx. Okay, now this is BS too, right? Because this is the back, but the pyramids are... Forget that image. Forget these images. These are ridiculous. Okay, I don't really like stuff like this, but there was a couple points I wanted to make. So let me get the other one, and then we'll get rid of these things. The riddle of the Sphinx. And the thing here that I wanted to mention was... What was it? I guess it was down here. There was something here that... I guess it must be this right here. In the 30s, a philosopher noted weathering on the Sphinx. And then later, John Anthony West and Robert Schoch wrote a paper about it. The last significant rainfall that had fallen on Egypt occurred at the end of the Pleistocene era 11,700 years ago. Well, we don't really believe this number. We think it was 13,000, don't we? And that the ice sheets melted after some type of an impact that was probably happened before that. But as you can see, we've got a real date here to look at. Where was my Twitter? Did it ever show up? Because that's I was looking for. Oh, it's not working today, is it? Is this working? I'm not going to open that up in front of you. Let me see if I can find it over here. Let's see if I can find. It's just locked up. I don't know what's going on. It's all locked up now. I can't even close it. It's not responding. All right, that's gone. Where is the... You know what? I was using ChatGPT, and ChatGPT said that it's a separate piece of stone. I was like, what? You mean this is not a secret? Okay, I wrote the head of the Sphinx was a separate block of limestone. And ChatGPT, which usually tries to shut me down every time I say something about alternative thought, yes, that's correct. It's made of a separate block of limestone from the body. Okay, so I was getting mad. I'm thinking maybe it's giving me false information because I fed it in there. And it says here, the Sphinx was carved from a single massive limestone outcropping, but the head was separately and then attached to the body. Now, this is where it goes wrong. I kind of think that it was there first, like this, and that they said, yeah, we love our hey, Storm Run Gaming, we love our vernal equinox celebration monument so much that we're going to even take it a step farther and start to carve down into the ground. So I have a feeling that that head came first. It's always stuck up past the sand. It was never buried. I mean, people would walk up and see it. Like here, you can see that the Sphinx was buried. Somebody dug it up a little bit. You have other photos where it's buried up to about here, but that's it. So the head stuck out, but the neck also stuck out. And sometimes the whole thing was exposed, depending on the wind, I would say. Here you can see that the front paw here is I really hate this thing. I thought I got rid of that. And it seems to be showing up. Where's my settings? It was right here, show gallery tile attributes. So I don't see where else I could get rid of that. Mouse wheel, no, I won't. Anyways, hopefully I can get rid of these things from popping up. I have to zoom in a little for it to disappear. I did not get into the Emerald Tablets of Thoth that shows that the Atlanteans built it, which, I mean, I think that it's a good starting point for what the Atlanteans could have done. Don't forget that when the cataclysm that destroyed Atlantis happened, there were already Atlanteans in Egypt. I mean, if they held sway over Egypt, they had to be there, right? They're not going to, like, you Egyptians are our slaves now. You Egyptians are going to do what we say now. We'll be back later. No, they're not going to sit there and split. They're going to stay there. So, yeah, look at that. That looks like it's really, well, it's pixelated. Let's get out of here. And the last thing I was going to show you is the resources he gave us. So I said to the guy, well, let's finish. It says here, it is believed the original head was damaged or destroyed and then replaced during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre. See? So I don't think that we have any controversy here. Apparently, and I just had somebody tell me this, the Egyptian history talks about when the Sphinx was created, refurbished, and it mentioned that it was not really remodeled, but it was set up for the Khafre. What's the LOL? I see LOL and I get triggered right away. Oh, there were 3 Drimstilla. Well, I never heard that one before. I think I heard about a second one. Okay, let's get into what I have in front of you. I asked for a source, and I even repeated what it wrote. And it said, yeah, I can provide you some sources. So we've got a Smithsonian Magazine, History of the Mystery Sphinx, nationalgeographic.com/history/archaeology/Great Sphinx, and then this website down here. And the first one says, the Smithsonian Magazine states, the body was carved from the soft yellowish gray limestone bedrock. The head, which traditionally had been, this is not correct grammar. Sorry. The head, which has traditionally been attributed to Khafre's reign, is made of a harder, more durable gray limestone that is quarried about 400 yards to the south. Well, I don't know about gray. It seems like it's also the same color. I'm saying that that's concrete on top of it. We're going to look at those modern day pictures and then I'll finish up. I guess I've been talking for 43 minutes now already, so I guess that means that I should make my points. And I think I did. Number one point was that I found a new picture that supports my theory. I think that this picture shows the limestone going up. But now we see that line here, or maybe down here, that whole block could have been part of the original limestone block, which sits at the top and is considered to be the third member. But the third member doesn't have any other place in the Giza Plateau. So this so-called member was added maybe first to the top. It was there for years longer. Maybe, okay, I'm really getting angry. I got to find one thing. I'm going to find it right now. Where is it? I'm going to show you my chart, which I did, and I did a video on it. Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is why I can't open up all my files in front of you. There we go. I got it. I found it. Let's put this over here first. That didn't go. What? I'm locked up? I'm locked up again. It keeps locking up. Well, okay, what I'm seeing, Storm Run Gaming, you think they just carved? I'll show all the comments so we don't have to. I hate it when it turns blue like that. Uh-huh. All right, let's go to the top. I hate that. It just bugs me. There we go. R. Hammond, thank you for your comments. Sam, thank you for your comments. We talked about those. Storm Run Gaming, you just recently commented that you think they just carved off the head of the lion and put an image of man on a found structure. Sure, that's what I think everybody thinks at this point. But Graham Hancock uses this term recarved. I showed the 1800 photo. Let's get that out there just so I can show you. Oh my gosh, it's all locked up. I can't even access my. Oh my gosh, it's locked up. I'm gonna have to do this. Control Alt Delete. I don't know if we're Task Manager. Where is it? Where's Task Manager? Okay, we want to get Windows Explorer closed. Let's end task. There we go. What is going on? Okay, yeah. What's with Explorer today? I got out of there. We're kind of still in a mode here. I still can't get my Explorer. It's not starting back up. This is frustrating. Let's see if I cannot pull up through Google Documents, because my Explorer is actually failing me right now. And my internet sucks too. Okay, I just want to maybe start clicking on this stuff. I'm about to cry because I, honest to God, cannot show you. I mean, if you want to see it, I'm not going to usually show this stuff. Oh, that's blank? Okay, let's get back to here. Never mind. I can't show you easily. It's all locked up. I was just going to show you. I can just tell you from now. And it was in my Twitter, and I was going to show you. And then it was in my Google. It was, I had just found it in the Explorer. Let's end this video. I'm getting very frustrated here. So, final point that I was going to say was Leo, the age of Leo. You can't just divide the great year into 12 different parts, which I believe is what is 25,920 divided by 12? It's 2160. You can't say each age is 2,160 years apart. The age we're in right now is at least 2,800 years, Pisces. And so is this like never going to start? No, this is ridiculous. I'm angry about this. I already showed the old pics of the Sphinx. Some structures in the back. What back of what? The back of the Sphinx? Okay, look, this was covered by the government. This is a 1925 picture, and you can see the limestone sticking. I don't know about that. In fact, it might be some kind of a different cement or something. But you can see that was the original lion's head. And they carved it down maybe. They turned it into this mushroom shape, and then they put that on top of it. Okay, I'm totally out of here. One thing I can say is I locked up my computer. I don't know. Let me see if I can do that one more time. Task Manager. I mean, can I start? This is a new Task Manager. I'm not even used to it. It's not even showing Explorer anymore. I can't get Explorer to start. Maybe if I were to... Okay, let's try it this way. No, it's not even showing my desktop. The whole desktop is black. See? So I'm out of luck now. In fact, I probably shouldn't have closed that. Wait, let's see. What's this? Restore, move, minimize, maximize. All right. Well, I got that back. But my computer's locked up for some reason. Probably the moment I stop OBS. So I'm out of luck here. Let's see if we can find another picture here. There's the other one. This is the 1890s to 1899 photo, and you can see a hole in the back. That hole was filled in. The other one with the little panel, that's different. Now, thank God this thing's popping up, right? You remember how I complained? I'm out of luck. I had a final point to make. I wanted to show you all those modern day photos, and I can't show you those now. Let's see. Is there any way to get to the root? Okay, I'm out of luck. I'm out of luck. That's really bad because I can't show you the photos I wanted to show you. Let's see if this helps. Maybe that'll help. You know what? I'll just search for new photos of the Sphinx. When I can use Chrome, so I don't dare close Chrome. Okay, press the, thank you. Let me see if I can follow. Press the Windows key and R. Windows key R. All right, what's that? And then type in DWM. Don't get me in trouble here. You're not going to get me to expose porn on my... What is DWM? I'm going to trust you because a DWM. Is that where I'm supposed to type it? Let me do this one more time. It will restart the manager. Press the Windows key and R. The Windows key is the... Yeah. I don't know. It didn't do it. I don't know where I'm supposed to type in DWM. Well, this is okay because I'm kind of done with doing live streams. And this is the reason why. But I wanted to get this information out to my audience and talk to you. Okay, what did you say here? You said after... What happened? Oh my gosh. You know what else happened on my computer? Start button. Type run in there. Okay, let me just read this. You said after a lot of research, I think something happens, okay, to the Earth around every 3,000 to 6,000 years. Okay, yeah, there's cycles, and we have our great year. And the desertification of the Sahara is supposed to be like that, right? Okay, let me see if I can follow that, and I'll show you those pictures, or I'll just search one last picture off the internet, and then we'll talk about it, and then I'm going to finish this. I'm getting a red mark. I'm getting bad, okay, it's green. You said the start button has the Windows logo on it. And when I hit it, nothing happens. Let's see, what happened last time? This was a Google search, right? That's also Chrome. Now, oh, I have to hit Windows R. So there, where'd it go? It's not showing up anywhere. Windows R. Yeah, now that's not showing up. So I think I'm just going to do a quick search and then finish this video. So sorry about the technical difficulties. Sphinx. It's, yeah, I had all these pictures I wanted to show you. It's the modern day Sphinx, and I can't do it. I'm going to give up in a second. See, this whole page is being unresponsive now. Oops, I shouldn't have hit exit. Now I'm going to close down all the Chrome. That's it, guys. This is a wash. I can't do anything. I can't move. I'm frozen for some reason. My computer is giving me a hard time. An i9 chip. Useless. Useless. At least you can see me. At least you can see me. It's all right. If you restart your PC later, it will do the same thing. Do what? Not work? I don't know. I'll tell you what. OBS is not Chrome. Let me kill Chrome. Maybe that can start it. And if it's over, it's over, right? Let's just where's Chrome? Let's end Chrome, and maybe that'll help. If not, I'll say goodbye. So there goes Chrome. I'm not seeing anything. It didn't help. I've still got all my screens are black. You can see here, all the screens are black. I have 3 screens up, and they're all black. I don't have any Explorer. And usually I have the buttons down at the bottom, but I turn that off. The task manager or whatever it's called down at the bottom of the, and the quick starts. And now I don't have those. So if I could just get to my desktop somehow, I could grab a folder, right? Let's see if there's any folders. See, there's no task manager in here. And now I can't see your comments. Thank you so much for coming, and take a look at some modern day pictures of the Sphinx. You'll see how there's some new little bubbles in the neck now, and they match the kind of they don't look like pits. It's like the opposite of pits or pitting. And there's also, oh hey, I got photos. Can I get the photos? Oh, let me alt tab and see if I can get into photos. Alt tab. What's that? All right, that's all I got for you. So yeah, you can see here the picture. It shows a big old hole here. That got filled in, and then back here, apparently they discovered it was a previously filled in hole, so they had to unfill it. If you look at modern day pictures of the Sphinx, you're going to see, you won't see the striation anymore. They've put a support underneath here, right? Little supports, I guess it's like that. And it looks pretty cool. I like the way they did it. But there's little dimples all, not the opposite of a dimple is what? A little tiny bump. There's little bumps all over it now. So they've resurfaced it. They're hiding everything. And the second theory is, yes, this could be the seam right there. Let's zoom in on it, right? The seam here could be a whole separate limestone block that was there for years, maybe put there from 400 feet away. And the modern day pictures really show a difference. They're trying to make it look, I think they're just going to throw paint on it. They can't do it because everybody's going to complain. But here you see that line. Ever since I saw that line, and I knew that it was not level in the front. So perhaps they put a piece of limestone right there. They knew that there was a bedrock of limestone below it, or maybe they didn't, but then later on they knew, and they said, let's keep carving. Yeah, they've changed it, and they've ruined it. They're hiding it. They're covering up evidence. It's sick. It's all sick. Anyways, no music. I'm just out of here. Have a good day. I'm sorry I can't see your comments. I'm going to reboot this computer, and I'll see your comments right away. And if you want to reinforce your comments, just put it in the comment section below the processed video, and then I'll see it for sure and can comment. We can continue this conversation. It really sucks that my computer is so naughty. Bye bye.